Welcome to the Four Heroes podcast. As always, we are so glad that you took the time to join us today. My name is Bonnie Douglas, and I'm the Director of Operations for Four Heroes. This episode was incredibly exciting. It was recorded live at the Community Leaders and Nonprofit Luncheon at Crossroads Church. We are grateful for their partnership and for the invitation for Chaplain Frank Mercer to share a message of encouragement with a room full of public safety, government, and nonprofit leaders. And as you listen, our prayer is that you would be ignited to continue to run your race and fight the good fight.
Isn't it good to be at Crossroads Church? I don't know if you've got a church or not, but you need one, and this is a good one. I'll just say that. Appreciate them doing this and having us here today. Thank you so much, Dan. And Four Heroes is a nonprofit organization that exists just to support four kinds of heroes: fire, EMS, law enforcement, and 911. We currently work with 5 different agencies in Fayette County, about 350 first responders that I serve. I spent most of my adult life as a pastor, served in churches for 36 years. That seems like a long time. I've been doing this full time for the last 2. I've been serving as a chaplain for the last 11. And God just has kind of started me over down this path. I feel like I'm still pastoring. My church meets in different kinds of places. I meet behind the dashboard of a police officer's car, or in the radio room at 911, or in the day room at the fire station. But it's we're still having church. Happy Monday. I don't know if anybody's wished you a happy Monday yet, but happy Monday, everybody. Are you tired? It's Monday. I'm already tired. We had a big event this weekend. Four Heroes had a big event, and I'm beat. And it's Monday, and the forecast this morning was 100% Monday all day long. So just buckle up. It's here. It's okay because you're here. You made it this far. Look at you. You got food in front of you. You got a new notebook. You're with friends, some friends that you haven't even met yet. You're going to get to meet later. It may be Monday, but we are punching Monday right in the face, right? We got this. I believe that. You're here, and that's awesome. That's really something. But I will tell you that in my experience, sometimes we come to a gathering like this, and you feel tired. You feel like it's Monday, but I don't know if I'm going to make it to Tuesday. And Wednesday's just unthinkable right now. But as soon as you walk in the building, you just tell everybody that you're fine. Things are great. You lie. You lie because you want everybody to think you're doing good, and you don't understand that everybody else is lying too. And none of us doing all right. We're all struggling. The struggle bus is a real thing, and every one of us is a passenger on it. We lie. We'll inflate our numbers and our accomplishments and all of those things because we want to make an impression, and we're not fine. We're not fine. Not one of us in this room is fine, and I want you to know this is a safe place right here. And it's okay to say, I'm not okay. It's okay to say, I'm struggling. You need somebody you can be honest with, and somebody who can be honest with you. I am a firm believer that every man needs a wingman. Every woman needs a wing woman. You need somebody outside your own organization with a fresh set of eyes, somebody you're not trying to impress, and somebody who is not impressed with you. Somebody who's got the bandwidth to meet you on the regs over coffee or a sweet tea or a pizza, something, and just sit and listen to you. A kindred spirit. You need that. A real friend who's not afraid to tell you the truth. It's one of the values of events like this. Maybe, just maybe, you will meet that friend today. Might be sitting right there at your table. That would be one of the best things that could come out of a day like this, I think. I want to give you a word, a promise from God's Word that I hope will encourage you. I'm going to read to you a couple of verses from Galatians chapter 6. Starting in verse 9, here's what the Bible says. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will, say it with me, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all the people, especially to those who belong to the family of believers. When does the Bible say we will reap a harvest? At the proper time. Or another translation says, in due season. There's a wait, and the wait might seem unbearable, but there is a harvest. And if you don't give up, the Bible's promising here the harvest is inevitable. It's coming. You and me, we just got to keep on working and waiting and not giving up. Do you guys ever order from Amazon? You ever ordered anything from Amazon? Yeah? Okay. I told you some of you lie. Amazon, man, it's unbelievable. I order from Amazon sometimes. My wife, and the 2 college students who live at our house. Golly, I tell you what, that Amazon truck is in my driveway more than my truck. 2-day delivery, next day delivery, sometimes even same day delivery. Unbelievable. And we get to thinking that life's just supposed to work that way. We get used to it, but that's not how most of life works, is it? Unless he's planting magic beans, a farmer doesn't put a seed in the ground on one day and have a magic beanstalk the next. He has to wait. A farmer plants a seed and he waters the seed, nurtures the seed, and it might be months. Literally, it might be months before anything comes up out of the ground at all. And then longer still before that plant yields fruit. Yeah. But he devotes himself to the seed. Not because he's devoted to the seed itself, but because he is devoted to what the seed will yield. He believes in the harvest. And so he does the work and he waits. That's why you and me, we can't give up. It's okay to feel tired. You feel tired, I feel tired. I look in the mirror in the morning and the guy looking back at me, he's tired. We're all tired, but we can't give up. You're doing important work. You're doing good work, and it's important work. It's making a difference in this community. Don't give up. Believe in the process. Know that it takes time. So keep working and keep waiting. I think it's the great theologian Thomas Petty, perhaps you've heard of his work, who says the waiting is the hardest part. He's not wrong about that. He's not wrong. Or in the vernacular of my kids when they were younger, are we there yet? Yeah, all the challenges, man. We are all dealing with some of the same challenges. Financial challenges. Does your organization have all the funding that it needs? Let me answer for you. No, it does not. You got too much bread and not enough butter to cover it. Yeah, I understand. Financial challenges, there's never enough resource. And as somebody who never wanted to be a fundraiser, I find myself fundraising almost every day. And raising money for your organization, for your cause, is absolutely exhausting. Like I said, I'm tired. And there are people challenges too, aren't they? Have you noticed that people are messy and problematic? I have a friend who's a pastor who used to say that pastoring a church would be the greatest job in the world if it weren't for the people. I didn't say I agreed with him. I just said that's what he said. People challenges. People are messy. The people that you are serving and the people that you serve with, both paid and volunteer. Have you ever had to fire a volunteer? Me too. Me too. People are messy. I got a paramedic in Fayette County. I'll say, Amanda, how's it going today? And she'll say, chap, people be peopling. People do indeed be people. And I'm getting a bumper sticker that's going to say that. People be people. And for heroes, even heroes need a helping hand. People be peopling. They will break your heart. They will make you cry. They'll steal your joy if you let them. They can be exhausting. And then there are unforeseen challenges that come up. Every single one of us are dealing with challenges. There are the challenges that you can see coming, and then there's the challenges that you never knew were out there. Does the year 2020 ring a bell for anybody? Right? Oh my goodness, our whole philosophy is built on the idea of presence, being there. And in 2020, I was told by every agency that we serve, we love you, we appreciate you, we still need you, but we need you to keep your distance for about 3 months for some and longer for others. We had to invent ways to be present without being there, and it made a difficult job nearly impossible. And, I've really only scratched the surface on the kinds of challenges that I face and the kinds of challenges that you face. We could make a list. It'd take us till next Monday, I'm sure, to list it all. But all which begs the question, why am I doing this to begin with? There's got to be an easier way to make a living, right? 11 years ago, there was a fire at my house. The fire department showed up. Sheriff's department showed up. My wife called 911 for the very first time. And in the middle of the night, when I needed them most, they came. And they didn't just save my house. They rescued my family. I have never forgotten standing in my driveway and watching these strangers in their gear, carrying tools and hoses down my driveway and into my house. They came for me. I didn't know any of them by name then. That burning house for me became a burning bush that God spoke out of and said, look, they came to serve you. I want you to spend the rest of your life serving these folks. So here we are. And that's enough to get me out of bed in the morning and get going. I don't get out of bed as easily as I used to. I used to get out of bed and it was, good morning, Lord. And now I like to lay in bed a little bit longer, another 10, 15 minutes longer. And I'm more likely to say, good Lord, it's morning. It's tough, man. It's tough. But remembering why you do, what got you into this to begin with, that's important. Why are you doing what you're doing? I'm confident that you're not doing it because you thought you could get rich doing what you're doing in a government job or in a nonprofit, as a community leader. You are probably not going to retire on a tropical island. Right? Okay. You don't think so either. That's good. You're not. I expect you're doing what you're doing because God, whether you realized it or not, God put it in your heart and on your mind to make a difference. The thing is that making a difference is exhausting. That's why I'm so tired all the time. You too. Did I mention that already, that I'm tired? I used to spring up out of bed. I don't spring up out of bed. I used to walk a lot faster. I measure my steps now. And here's this beautiful promise. Don't grow weary in doing good. Getting tired is a thing. It happens to us all. But don't quit. Don't quit. Don't give up. Because the only difference in reaping a harvest and not reaping a harvest is whether you give up or not. So please, contend for what you believe in rather than conceding to what you're afraid of. Contend for that cause. Contend for that dream. Contend for that good work. And fight one more round. John L. Sullivan was the last heavyweight champion of bare-knuckle boxing. How about that? He was the last heavyweight champion of bare-knuckled boxing and the first heavyweight champion of gloved boxing. He was there for the whole transition. He held the title for 10 years until on September 7th, 1892, he fought Gentleman John Corbett. It was a 21-round fight. Boxing matches these days go 12 max. 21 rounds, and Gentleman John Corbett won the fight, won the title, and donated all of the winnings to his church. That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff. But that's not the fight that gets your attention. On May 21st, 1891, John Corbett fought another boxer named Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson was the Australian heavyweight champion. And Peter Jackson was a black man that Sullivan refused to fight because of his color. Gentleman John Corbett became Jackson's friend, and they fought each other. Like I said, a fight these days goes 12 rounds max. Then it's time for a decision, win, lose, or draw. But these two, they were going to fight until it was over. The arena was packed. They charged $50 a ticket for that fight. Up until that time, that was the most expensive ticket ever paid for to go see a couple of guys beat each other up. $50 a ticket. And the odds were on Jackson to win, 5-1. And they get in the ring, they're just going to fight until it's over. There wasn't a limit on rounds. And so they fought those first 12 rounds, and they were tired. And then it went 12 more. They got to 30 rounds, and they were tired. And they were almost halfway there. They fought 61 rounds that night. 61 rounds. I can't even imagine. And it ended in a draw. It ended in a draw. What was Corbett's secret to staying in the fight for 61 rounds? Here's what he said. He said, you fight one more round when your feet are so tired that you have to shuffle back to the center of the ring. You determine to fight one more round. When your arms are so tired that you can hardly lift your hands to defend yourself, you fight one more round. When your eyes are black and your nose is bleeding and you really just wish your opponent would crack your jaw and put you to sleep, you fight one more round. Because, he said, the fighter who will always fight one more round, he ain't never been beat. Listen carefully to this. Failure is not getting knocked down. You may feel like you've been knocked down. That's not failure. Failure is deciding not to get back up. Faith, for me, faith is what gets me back up. And hope is the thing that draws me back out of my corner, even in the 61st round. And love, well, that's the reason I keep swinging. It's Monday, and I'm tired. But you know what? I believe I'm going to fight one more. How about you? You in this? Let's do it. That's all I got to say about that. Let me pray for you.
Thanks for listening to the Four Heroes podcast. And what a message! Whatever you're called to, however God is using you to impact the world, we hope that you will fight one more round. We know it's tough, and there are moments you probably just want to give up. But that's when we cling to the truth that God is in your corner and will sustain you on your journey. Inside or outside of the public safety community, that is great news.